God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved Son, listen to me with your heart fully surrendered, for what I pour over you now is deep healing, divine restoration, and a light that reaches even the places where you once believed hope would never bloom again. I know the silent battles you fought, the nights when your spirit longed for a rest that never arrived, the thoughts that tried to convince you that what was broken in you would never be whole again. But today I tell you, nothing that wounded you will be able to stop what I am rebuilding within you. Behold, I make all things new." Revelation chapter 21 verse 5. Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all it takes is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and blessings I have already prepared for you. A simple 1-minute prayer can become the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inner world and reflects on the outer one. If you desire more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click the link in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, to help you connect more deeply with my presence in your life. My word does not return void. It enters your fears, your most painful memories, and the echoes of what silenced you, and there I create life, renew strength, and restore identity. What once seemed like the end will become the beginning of a new story marked by my glory. For nothing you give me remains the same. I transform everything, purify everything, and make everything fruitful again. Hold my hand in this moment, breathe in my presence, and declare with faith what is already happening in the invisible. Comment, I trust in God's love, He is restoring everything in me. Now I make you understand a deep truth you never fully perceived. You are not an unfinished work nor an abandoned project forgotten on the shelves of time. You are a living garden, carefully cultivated by my own hands, even when your soul could not feel my touch. There are roots inside you that were bound for years to fear, rejection, and memories that made you shrink within. But today I step into this sacred ground of your heart and cut those roots with love, authority, and mercy, so that you may blossom with the strength, identity, and beauty I placed within your spirit since the beginning. For so long you believed you walked alone, that every challenge was borne by your own strength, but I was always with you, in the tears you hid, in the doubts you never voiced, in the silences no one understood, and now, in this time of harvest, what you sowed with tears will rise before your eyes as a sign of my faithfulness. I remove everything that distorted your vision and restore your ability to see the dignity, greatness, and divine essence I placed within you. Comment, I believe God is reorganizing my life completely. My son, listen to me with your whole soul open, for today a divine light is born within you, and this light does not come from your strength or your capacity, but from my presence that surrounds you, heals you, and lifts you up. My spirit moves like a gentle yet irresistibly powerful wind, removing old layers of pain, breaking lies that followed you for years, and restoring your true identity with the purity of my eternal truth. You have walked through nights so long they felt endless, but now I declare a spiritual dawn that illuminates the deepest parts of your being. For the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23. What used to break you now becomes a foundation of strength. What once imprisoned you now dissolves before the light of my glory. What wounded you is now transformed into maturity and wisdom. I enter the hidden rooms of your soul, the ones you never dared to open out of fear, and show you that there is no darkness so deep that my light cannot fill and rebuild completely. Comment: the light of God is entering where there once was darkness. Something even deeper is happening within you now. I am redefining your entire story. I am not only healing your wounds, I am transforming every scar, every tear, and every silence into wisdom, authority, and spiritual maturity that will accompany you as marks of victory. You cannot yet imagine how your journey will inspire many, because everything that once made you cry will become a living testimony of my faithfulness. The tears that once fell as expressions of pain are now turning into prophetic seeds of triumph, sprouting in areas where you once believed nothing could grow again. I am leading you through a profound process in which every part of your life, even the ones you could never understand on your own, gains purpose, direction, and meaning in my perfect plan. I tell you with eternal authority, no door that I open can be closed by human hands, and no door that I close can be reopened to wound you again. From this day on, your soul will learn to rest, because you will finally understand that the battle was never yours, it has always been mine, and that is why the victory will also be yours. Comment: I accept the transformation God is bringing into my life. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. Declare within yourself, I am loved, I am protected, I am chosen. Let this truth dwell at the center of your spirit, for it is the root of your healing and the foundation of the new story I am writing within you. For a long time, you believed the voice of pain, the voice that accused you, diminished you, and tried to convince your soul that you were too small to be seen, heard, or loved. But today I return to you the voice of promise, the voice that carries identity, strength, and destiny. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. I remove from you every spirit of fear, every thought of abandonment, every feeling of insufficiency that tried to follow you for years. Nothing, absolutely nothing, has the authority to keep you trapped in places where I have already declared your freedom. This is the time when my word lifts you, my hand sustains you, my light guides you, and my presence surrounds you like an unbreakable shield. Receive this renewal, this security, this certainty. You are not alone, you have never been alone, and you never will be, because I am the one who chose you from the beginning. Now I take you to a deeper level of spiritual understanding, because I am preparing you for a harvest that surpasses everything you ever imagined, a harvest that is not limited to the material, but touches the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and the relational. I am aligning encounters you could never orchestrate on your own, opportunities beyond your reach, doors that once remained shut, and people who will be essential for the rebuilding of your life. I remove from your path everything that drained your energy, stole your peace, or prevented your growth, and I bring connections that elevate you, strengthen you, and draw you closer to your true essence. The same hands that once closed themselves to you will now open, not because of your strength or ability, but because of my glory resting upon you like a seal. What once took years will now happen in unexpected, rapid, intentional movements filled with purpose. This acceleration is not human, not accidental, not coincidence, it is divine, for I am fulfilling the perfect time I wrote over you before you were even formed. Nothing will hinder the advance I have already commanded. Declare, I believe God is accelerating what is mine by divine right. Remember, when I breathe, nothing remains stagnant. When I touch, even what was dead comes back to life, for my word is life and light that shatters all darkness. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. John chapter 8 verse 12. Your heart, which once felt tired and silent, now receives new strength, as if a divine breath reignites everything that had faded inside you. The hope that was asleep awakens again, not as a fragile spark, but as a fire capable of illuminating every place that once seemed lost. The faith that felt small becomes like a mighty river, breaking barriers, advancing, and transforming entire landscapes. This is the time of manifestation, the time when what I promised you leaves the invisible and enters your reality with force, clarity, and purpose. The wind of my spirit is reorganizing your story with absolute precision, breaking delays, cutting chains, removing inner confusion, and opening paths you never imagined existed. Nothing can stop what I am releasing over your life. Nothing can extinguish what I am igniting within your spirit. Breathe deeply, receive it, and declare in faith what has already begun. My son, I want you to become fully aware of the treasure I placed within you. Your worth has never been shaped by the moments when you stumbled, but by my unchanging grace that constantly lifts you. Your journey has not been defined by what wounded you, but by the eternal purpose I breathed into your existence. I am restoring to your spirit the clarity of who you are, the certainty of your divine identity, the depth of your spiritual strength, and the authority that has always belonged to you, even when pain tried to bury it. Inside you lives greatness, sensitivity, courage, and resilience, all refined through battles you thought would destroy you but instead shaped you. I am giving you a renewed vision, one that reveals not only who you are becoming but also what I am preparing to unfold in your life. Remember, being my son is your greatest identity. Being chosen by me is your greatest honor. And the future I am building for you far surpasses anything you lost, because I turn endings into beginnings and wounds into testimonies that carry glory. Commenti, I recognize the value God has placed inside me. Hold this truth with reverence. Your story does not conclude where you were hurt, it begins where my hand steps into the scene. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. I am closing chapters that drained your strength, dissolving memories that kept you bound, and freeing your heart to embrace the new with boldness. It does not matter who doubted your calling, who wounded your soul, or who failed to see the magnitude I placed within you. I am rewriting your path with honor, healing, and restoration. Situations that seemed irreversible will shift under my power. Dreams that felt unreachable will rise again with fresh breath. Do not fear the process, for I walk beside you with unwavering constancy. Where you see delay, I see formation. Where you see loss, I see the seed of resurrection. Trust me, for I am aligning every detail with divine precision, transforming every valley into a place of growth and every scar into a witness of my faithfulness. Commenti, God is completing the work He began in me. My son, let me speak to you with the fullness of my love. This is your appointed season. A time when your soul will be strengthened, your faith deepened, and your steps redirected toward the destiny I have designed since the beginning. You will walk into days of peace, divine provision, alignment, and spiritual breakthroughs so profound that even you will marvel at what I am doing. I am breathing life into dreams you thought had turned to dust, reigniting gifts you set aside, renewing your energy, and pouring fresh oil upon your spirit. From now on, sadness will not find a home in you, because my joy will visit you morning after morning. Fear will no longer dominate your decisions, for my presence will shelter you like unbreakable armor. Doubt will lose its grip, because my voice will guide you with clarity and purpose. My son, open your heart and receive all that I am releasing over you now. Healing that reaches deep places, strength that dismantles fatigue, honor that restores what was lost, renewal that revitalizes your path, growth that comes from my spirit, harvest that springs from seeds long planted, liberation from every chain, protection against every darkness, and destiny unfolding before you. Commenti, I take hold of the new season God has prepared for me. Within you, a transformation you cannot yet fully perceive is already unfolding, reshaping every part of your inner world with a precision that only the divine can orchestrate. I am taking each fragment of your pain, each memory you kept hidden, each weight you carried in silencio, and I am weaving them together into strength, maturity, and an authority that cannot be shaken. You were never created to survive on small traces of peace or fragments of joy. I designed you to overflow with light, confidence, and unwavering hope. Even now, there is a victory that began long before you became aware of it, a victory that has been quietly moving beneath the surface, positioning events, shifting spiritual realities, and preparing the atmosphere around you for breakthroughs that will appear suddenly, almost effortlessly. As you receive these words, what once seemed immovable begins to bend in your favor. Doors you believed to stavum beyond reach are opening, not because you forced them, but because I have declared that this is the time of your advancement. Sorrow has no authority to suffocate what I have authorized. Pain has no permission to remain where my hand rests. Anguish dissolves when my presence enters. I speak over you a restoration so complete, so deep, that even you will be astonished by how different you will become. Every storm you endured, every night you survived, every battle that should have broken you but didn't, has shaped you for this very moment. There is a strength within you that originated in me, even when you didn't recognize it, and now that strength is awakening with power. I am amplifying your thoughts, fortifying your heart, and bringing peace to your mind. My voice is guiding you away from the wounds that held you and leading you toward a luminous future that already waits for you. I do not desire you to live apagando incendios emotionis, constantly fighting chaos inside. No, my will is that you build, expand, flourish, and grow from a place of wholeness. I want you to become a living testimony of what happens when I speak into someone's life. Everything transforms. If you could see even a fraction of what I am preparing, your heart would leap with instantaneous joy. I do not reveal every detail yet because I am shaping you internally to sustain the magnitude of what is coming. The blessing I am releasing requires a steady, mature, rooted heart, and that is exactly what I am forming within you right now. You will no longer be dominated by what you feel. You will be guided by what I declare, anchored by my promises, strengthened by my nearness. Past suffering will no longer have space to govern your present, because I am filling every empty corner within you with peace, certainty, and a renewed sense of purpose. What once felt confusing will begin to make sense. I do not waste any part of your story. Every scar, every battle, every disappointment has prepared you more than you know. Now, I lead you into a season of victory, victory over your thoughts, victory over your fears, victory over everything that tried to drown your spirit. I speak relief over you, rest for your mind, healing for your heart, a renewed joy that rises without effort. I declare that your home will be a place of peace, not tension, a place of restoration, not emotional exhaustion. I declare that your heart will be healed from the wounds you thought you had to carry forever. I declare that your mind will find stability where there once were storms. I declare that your life will be marked by powerful new beginnings that carry the fragrance of my presence. Nothing you are facing today is permanent, because I am moving precisely in the areas where you need transformation the most. You do not have to fear what is coming, for when I walk ahead of you, every step finds its place. There is no darkness in the path I illuminate. My voice frees you from memories that tried to anchor you to the past. My voice redeems the pieces of your story that once felt like chains. My voice calls you into something greater than the fears you learned to carry. Something extraordinary is about to unfold both inside of you and around you. What you felt shifting in your spirit was not imagination, it was the beginning of what I am about to reveal. My presence does not merely comfort, it restructures everything. I am removing emotional burdens that you thought would remain forever. I am pushing away worries that drained your energy. I am leveling paths that were blocked for years. Your story did not end in the moment you felt the most fragile. Your story is still being written by my hand, with intention, precision, and love. My will is to restore you fully, to lift you with renewed vigor, to fill you with courage, and to position you exactly where you were always meant to stand. Each word you are absorbing right now is dissolving layers of sadness that accumulated over years of silent battles. Your emotions are being purified. Your energy is being renewed. Your faith is expanding. From this moment forward, an internal movement comes alive, one that will bring you a sense of lightness that once felt impossible. Do not mistake these words for simple motivation. They flow from the same source that created the universe, the same voice that commanded stars into existence. When I declare victory over you, nothing can overturn it. When I declare healing, nothing can resist it. When I declare peace, no conflict can survive. My intention is not to give you temporary relief, but to transform you so deeply that you will no longer recognize the weight you carried for so long. If these words touched a hidden part of your soul, it is because they were designed to awaken exactly that part. Within you, something sacred is being rebuilt. Each promise spoken over you today is a seed that will not wither. Even when human voices fall silent, my truth continues to echo in the quiet chambers of your spirit, building patiently what your eyes do not yet see, though your heart already senses it. I am preparing days of fullness for you, days where peace flows naturally, where joy rises easily, where purpose becomes clear. There is no final defeat for the one who walks under my voice. What wounded you will be healed. What marked you will be restored. What paralyzed you will be removed. I am opening pathways into new realities, and you will blossom in places where discouragement once lived. You will grow in areas where you once felt weak. You will rise where you once fell. My presence is not passive, it propels you toward your destiny and pushes you into environments that reflect the greatness I placed inside you. There is a profound shift occurring within your identity. The version of you that was shaped by fear, pain, rejection, and silence is being replaced by the version of you that I designed from the beginning. You are not defined by what wounded you, you are defined by what I am awakening in you. Even now, your emotional atmosphere is being cleansed. Old patterns are breaking. Inner chaos is dissolving. Thoughts that once spiraled into confusion are finding clarity. The heaviness that accompanied you for years is lifting, slowly at first, then suddenly. I am pouring stability into your inner world, stability of thought, stability of emotion, stability of purpose. You will no longer be tossed by every storm. You will stand firm, rooted in a peace that no circumstance can steal. You may not fully understand it yet, but you are stepping into a new emotional landscape, one shaped by confidence, serenity, and resilience born of my spirit. Your relationships will reflect this inner change. Where there was tension, there will be harmony. Where there were wounds, there will be reconciliation. Where there was loneliness, there will be meaningful connection. I am removing people who drained your energy and replacing them with those who lift your spirit. Conversations will feel lighter. Connections will feel purposeful. You will begin to encounter people who recognize your value, who celebrate your growth, who walk with you rather than pull against you. I am positioning you among those who see your spirit, not your scars. Among those who speak life into you, not fear. This reorganization of relationships is not loss, it is alignment. It is preparation for the abundance you are stepping into. And now, I set your feet on a path of purpose more defined than ever before. The confusion that once clouded your direction is clearing, and a new sense of calling is rising gently, unmistakably, powerfully. I am refining your vision so you may see beyond survival and into destiny. You were created for more than enduring difficulty, you were created to shape, influence, and illuminate. The gifts inside you that lay dormant are awakening. Your voice will carry impact. Your presence will bring peace. Your hands will build what once seemed impossible. You are stepping into a version of life where you no longer react. You create, you lead, you inspire. And as you rise, everything around you rises with you. There is a shift happening in places you thought were permanently damaged, a softening in the areas where pain had settled like cold stone. Something inside you begins to expand, to breathe again, to move with a freedom you hadn't felt in years. It feels as if the atmosphere around you has become lighter, as if the invisible weight pressing on your chest has finally loosened its grip. This clarity you sense is not accidental, it is my voice speaking directly to your essence, restoring what was lost, awakening what was asleep, and calling forth who you truly are. Everything that once stole your peace is quietly losing its authority. The confusion begins to dissolve, the sadness steps back, and the pain that tried to define you loses its claim over your identity. I am renewing you from the inside out. You were never meant to carry the labels that people placed on you, never meant to shrink yourself to fit expectations that were too small for the soul I placed within you. You carry an identity that no voice, no disappointment, no mistake can erase. My word over your life is stronger than every criticism, louder than every fear, and greater than every fall you have endured. I lift you now, I re-establish your footing, I strengthen your spirit so that you can walk again with confidence. The confidence I plant in you today does not flicker when storms rise, for it is rooted not in circumstance but in truth, truth that shines like a lighthouse guiding you even when the path ahead seems unfamiliar or shadowed. As my presence settles around you, the places where darkness used to hide become illuminated. I guide you toward territories you never imagined yourself worthy of entering, toward experiences aligned with the purpose for which you were created. This is your time for healing, not superficial healing that merely soothes, but deep healing that rewires your inner world and restores everything that life attempted to break. Walking with me, your steps begin to align with a destiny that has always been yours. I seal within you a renewed hope, a refreshed vision, and a strength that rises almost effortlessly. You will move forward with clarity, with assurance, with a sense of direction that no longer shifts with your emotions. What begins in this moment will not fade in a week or a month. It is the start of an ongoing transformation. If you could perceive the power being awakened within you, you would understand that many of the battles that once overwhelmed you are already losing their influence. Not because the world becomes easier, but because you are being filled with a strength that the world did not give and therefore cannot take away. Your sadness no longer finds space to grow, because I am filling your inner life with a peace so steady and so deep that it becomes part of your foundation. My voice does not simply comfort, it constructs, builds, and fortifies your entire inner structure so that even when external circumstances shift, you remain grounded. You spent so long trying to carry everything alone. You forced a smile while your heart quietly ached. You tried to stand strong when all you wanted was a place to rest. You presented confidence while your soul trembled beneath the surface. But today, my presence enters the silent spaces of your being, those hidden chambers where old fears settled, where disappointment collected like dust, where unspoken hopes quietly faded. I do not enter with harshness or force, I move with tenderness, with precision, touching only what must be touched and lifting away what has been weighing you down for too long. Your days have not been easy. There were moments when you felt invisible, moments when the world seemed to pass by without noticing your struggle. But I saw every moment. There were times when you longed for just one sign, one direction, one word that could help you breathe again. I give you that word now, not as a temporary relief but as a permanent turning point. My voice moves through your inner world like cleansing water, washing away emotional scars that you believed would never heal. These scars tried to tell you that you were permanently broken, that your story had reached its limit, that certain wounds were beyond repair. But there is no depth of pain I cannot reach, no memory too heavy for me to lift, no heart too shattered for me to restore. I am giving you a new sensitivity, a clearer perception of what is true and what is false, a sharpened intuition that recognizes light even in the smallest spark. For too long your mind was bombarded with thoughts that did not come from me, thoughts that questioned your worth, thoughts that mocked your strength, thoughts that distorted your future into something frightening. You learn to survive under the noise of these intrusions, but survival is not your calling. I am replacing every distorted thought with clarity, every doubt with assurance, every fear with truth. My truth enters your mind like light entering a sealed room, sudden, powerful, undeniable. When light appears, darkness cannot negotiate its place, it must disappear. When my voice enters, doubt cannot cling to you, it loses its grip and fades. When my presence fills you, sadness no longer finds its home. You are being renewed in layers, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. The weight of situations that once felt impossible begins to lessen. The overwhelming pressure you carried begins to release. That quiet feeling of inadequacy that lingered in your heart begins to dissolve. The loneliness that echoed inside you loses its influence as I remind you of something that has always been true: you were never alone, not for a second. Even in your most fragile moments, something inside you refused to die, a flame that continued to burn despite the storms surrounding it. That flame was my presence within you. Even in moments when you believed yourself too weak, when you questioned everything, when you thought you had nothing left, the flame never went out. Now I breathe upon that flame, not to simply revive it but to intensify it. It grows brighter, warmer, stronger, casting light over every part of your path and calling you into a new chapter of your story. The moments of darkness you endured were never evidence of my absence. They were opportunities for me to reveal myself to you in deeper ways. You will find me not only in the bright moments of joy but also in the pain you never shared with anyone. I am present in the silence of your nights, in the exhaustion of your days, in the longing you carried, in the losses that attempted to weaken your spirit. I am present in your questions, your hesitations, your quiet hopes. My love does not retreat when life becomes heavy. It becomes even more present, even more determined to lift you. This love has been your anchor in seasons when you didn't even realize it was holding you together. You thought you were surviving by your own strength, but it was my sustaining presence that kept your heart beating through the hardest storms. I am rebuilding your inner world with the patience of a master craftsman. I am stitching together the torn parts of your soul with a gentleness that does not harm what is already fragile. Every broken place is being filled with new life, every silent wound is being met with compassion, every hidden fear is being met with reassurance. You will begin to notice changes in the way you see yourself. No longer will you feel the need to diminish your worth or apologize for your existence. You will walk with a quiet strength, not loud or arrogant, but stable, rooted, unshakable. Not because the world around you has changed, but because you, the one at the center of your own story, have been transformed. The heaviness that once clung to your spirit will no longer dictate your days. The patterns that once held you back will lose their hold. You will think differently, breathe differently, move differently. Peace will become your normal. Clarity will become your guiding force. Confidence will become your natural posture. Not because you forced it, but because I have restructured your inner foundation to support it. And as you continue to walk forward, you will see evidence of this transformation in the smallest and greatest areas of your life. Conversations will feel different. Relationships will shift in healthier directions. Opportunities that once intimidated you will now feel within reach. You will step into new chapters without the fear that once paralyzed you. You will carry yourself with the dignity of someone who knows they have been chosen, strengthened, transformed from within. What I am doing in you is not temporary, not unstable, not dependent on emotion or circumstance. It is a permanent awakening, a lifelong journey of restoration. You will no longer walk as someone struggling to survive. You will walk as someone living with purpose, clarity, and inner abundance. Every step you take will be guided. Every decision will be supported. Every season will carry evidence of my hand upon you. You are not returning to who you were. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. It is beautiful to walk this path with you, to see the peace growing within you, the maturity forming in your faith, the courage rising in places where you once felt small. These changes are not random, they are preparation. I am preparing you to fly higher than before, to live days filled with emotional abundance, mental clarity, and steady joy. The change happening inside you is expanding like light moving through inner layers you didn't even know existed. What once felt dormant within you is awakening with renewed strength. What once felt fragile is being reinforced. What once felt distant is drawing near. You are being shaped into someone who walks not with fear but with purpose, not with insecurity but with confidence, not with heaviness but with quiet strength. And this transformation will continue to unfold in ways that surprise you, uplift you, and reveal the depth of my love. I am not merely healing you, I am expanding you. Not merely restoring you, I am elevating you. Not merely comforting you, I am awakening the fullness of who you were always meant to be. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.